Hi, I'm Julie Gaston with Mint Medical Education.
And I'm Michelle Clausen with Mint Medical Education.
And I'm Dr. Tony Philly, and I'm going to be talking today about the second trimester ultrasound, and it's a complicated scan filled with a lot of stuff, so I kind of titled it Demystifying the Second Trimester Scan, to sort of break it all down and try and get a construct to wrap your head around all the things that are required and what we're looking for and what we're doing. So hopefully it'll be helpful. So the first thing is, why do we do these scans? You know, I mean, there's all these anomalies that can occur. There's all kinds of crazy things you can see, CCAMs, holoprosencephaly, emphalocele, all these things. But is that really why we're doing the scan? And the answer is yes. I mean, we are looking for those things and wanting to, you know, make sure there are no anomalies. But the main reason that we do these scans is actually primarily on a day-to-day basis is to assess how many babies are in there, what the fetal size is it equivalent to the dates, how's the amniotic fluid looking, is there a placenta previa, and of course we are going to do an anatomic survey. So with all that said and all the anatomy in the baby, you know, how do you organize all of this information in your mind? And this is by no means meant to be something to look at and read all over, but this is a standard report that we use for a for a second trimester scan. And it tells you everything you need to know. And I think the best way to sort of wrap your mind around this whole scan is to visualize that report. And so what we're going to do is break it all down into each line and talk about what is going on. So start off with just a general survey of the fetus, and you always want to begin every scan with a generalized survey of the fetus. And we did a little bit of scan lab earlier and showed that, starting sort of on one side and moving all around and just looking, you know, and this is a list of the things that we're going to talk about. So we'll break that down even further. Fetal number. So the first thing you do when you start looking is count how many fetuses are in there. And the important thing here is you do not ever want to miss twins. And it sounds silly, but it happens all the time. I mean, people miss twins all the time. So literally, the way someone taught this to me once, which I still use to this day, is that if you were asked to walk into a room and count how many people are in there, and your life depended on it, what would you do? Would you walk in the room, peek in and say, oh, I think there's about 2 people, and walk out? No. You would walk in, you would look under every bed, you look under every desk, you look behind the door, make sure you count. Same thing, you want to look around every corner of that uterus, just look around, count them up, and figure out how many babies are in there. The next thing is, if you actually find twins, what do you say about them? How do you decide what kinds of twins they are? And this is really, really important. It matters because, well, first off, you don't want to miss twins. But second off, certain kinds of twins, you have dichorionic twins and you have monochorionic twins. And monochorionic twinning is a very dangerous situation. So you really need to identify what type of twins they are. And in the first trimester, when you're first starting to scan, that's the time to do it because it's easy then. And we're going to go over a little bit about how to do that and what the tricks are. So people get sort of confused sometimes with these terms: monochorionic, diamnionic, all these different kinds of terminology. And the biggest tip is just remember the word chorion equals placenta. So when you hear the word chorion, you're thinking placenta. So monochorionic is 1 placenta, dichorionic 2 placentas.